하나, 둘, 셋. 안녕! Today I'm back with a slightly different topic. We're gonna go over the top 5 best K-dramas of 2022 so far. So let's get right into it. Before I introduce the first one, I just want to say that these aren't like ranked in a certain order, but they're just dramas that I've just thought of or researched this year. So first up is 이상한 변호사 우영우, or the English title is Extraordinary Attorney Woo. And this is about an attorney who has Asperger's syndrome, so she has a hard time in social environments and just interacting daily with other people. But she is incredibly talented and intelligent, and it's her story of how she gets through these cases as a person with this disability, and how there's people beside her that are continuously giving her help. It also shows the negative side of how society views these people who are just different, and the show is just trying to change this stereotypical perspective that people with autism, ADHD, or Asperger's, their work efficiency and just their intelligence is often overlooked just because of their physical features, or just like how they talk and how they just interact with other people. So it's truly a heartwarming story that is currently becoming really popular in Korea, and it actually ended a couple of days ago. The cast that makes up this show is Park Eun-bin, Kang Tae-ho, Kang Gi-young, Ju Yeon-young, Ha Yoon-kyung, and Ju Jong-hyuk. So there's also, if you've been like seeing some clips of it, there's a really popular like greeting that Park Eun-bin and like Woo has with her friend 동그라미.
O to the young to the oo, dong to the good to the rummy. Ha! O to the young to the oo, dong to the good to the rummy. Ha! O to the young to the oo, dong to the good to the rummy.
There's currently a lot of like TikToks going around where people, like friends, do the same thing with their own names. So if you do end up enjoying the show, maybe you could do that with one of your friends. Next up is Yumi'sCells seasons 1 and 2. This is called Yumi Cells. So season 2 ended a couple of months ago, and season 1 was from last year. And here the cast is made up of Kim Go-eun, An Bo-yeon, and Park Jin-young. And Park Jin-young is mostly in the second season. Here the story is focused on Yumi, Kim Yumi, and this is actually a show based off of a webtoon. And the whole premise of it is that everyone has these cells inside their body that are responsible for emotions, hunger, or like a special talent that someone has. So everyone has a primary cell, and for other people it may be like hunger, or others it may be fashion. For Yumi, it's love. But after she broke up with her ex-boyfriend, in the cartoon for the cells, she's like in a coma, so the other cells are like running around and kind of just dealing with her absence. Throughout the show, she'll she's really, in the beginning, she's very focused on work, but in the first season, she'll meet An Bo-yeon, and the love cell will come back to life. But in the end, the most important thing is Yumi should be really taking care of herself. It is great that her love cell is the primary cell, but that doesn't mean just to others, but should also apply to herself. Dokkaebi is personally one of my favorite shows. I would definitely check it out, especially because you can see how Kim Go-eun has improved as an actor, and you can just compare these two different roles because she's more young and lively in Dokkaebi, while in Yumi'sCells she's more mature, but she also still has that childish side of her. The third show is 하늘맞선, or Business Proposal, and here the cast is made up of Kim Se-jung, An Yo-sop, Serena, and Kim Min-gyu. This show is a rom-com, and it's really easy to watch. and has been liked by a lot of people, especially because it moves very fast and there's no like dragging it on, and problems are resolved very quickly. So here the story is that Kim Se-jung works at this huge food company, and she researches food and comes up with new products. She has a best friend who is a daughter of a CEO, so her dad will force her to go out on these blind dates with other sons of these other CEOs. And Serina is the best friend, and she begs Kim Se-jung to go on this one date because she has like another meeting. So Kim Se-jung arrives to the date. It turns out that her date is actually the boss of her where she's working, and her goal is to make him dislike her, but that ends up backfiring. The rest of the story goes on to show how they work through this incredibly difficult task and how they trick other people and just how they get through it. Kim Se-jung is actually a singer. She's been in groups IOI and 구구단. She's recently become very popular through the show The Uncanny Counter, or 경이로운 소문. And there she actually has a completely different character. She's more tough, and she fights, and there's a lot of action sequences. You might recognize An Yo-seop from the show 낭만 Dr. Kim Sabu 2, which is Dr. Romantic Season 2. He really grew in popularity through the show because his acting was just incredible. So after 사내맞선 came out, or like while it was airing, there was this saying, or just this rumor going around, that An Yo-seop becomes a different person for every role he does. Whether it be physical appearance or just the acting itself, he completely immerses himself in the role, and it's so cool to see how he can just become these different people for each character that he takes on. If you become interested in the actor An Yo-seop, I would definitely check out 낭만 Dr. Kim Sabu 2, and they're actually filming the 3rd season of the show, so I'm actually really excited because I want to watch another show of his like while it's airing. Next up is 25, 21, or 25, 21. Here the cast is made up of Kim Tae-ri, Nam Joo-hyuk, Bona, Choi Yeon-wook, Lee Joo-myung. The story here is set in the 1990s, but also switches back and forth to the present. The main reason the story even begins is because Kim Tae-ri has her older self. She has a daughter who is looking through some albums, and she finds these photos which go back in time to when Kim Tae-ri meets Nam Joo-hyuk. And Kim Tae-ri is a fencer. She's continuously training to go to nationals, and Nam Joo-hyuk is kind of getting back up on his feet after his family had some issues, and he's trying to become a reporter. The episodes just go through some of the problems that they face together, or how they heal one another, and the other cast members, they're like friends, and how they also become intertwined in this relationship. And people really loved it because in the 1990s there were, certain trends, foods or places that a lot of people would go to. So as people are watching, they're like reminded of their own memories as they're watching Kim Tae-ri and Nam Joo-hyuk and the other actors go through some of these scenes. Although it's not available here in the US, the show brought back Pokemon Bang, which was really popular back in the 1990s, and it's basically Pokemon bread. So the pastries themselves will just be like croissants or chocolate brownies, but inside there's a card of some Pokemon characters, so people began collecting them. Now that the show brought them back, convenience stores in Korea are selling them, but in the beginning they would sell out within a couple of days, so they would have to put up signs saying that they were all out. Kim Tae-ri is an actress that you'll see in movies and shows, but she really rose to popularity in TV shows through the K-drama Mr. Sunshine, and she was in this with the actor Lee Byung-hyun. When people heard that she would be taking on the role in 25, 21, they were very excited to see her play someone who's very close to her own personality. You can probably recognize 남주혁 from so many other shows like 역도요정 김복주 or Startup, which is a more recent drama. And here he also became even more popular and more famous because of his role. So I would definitely check the show out. The last show is 지금 우리 학교는, or All of Us Are Dead. Here the cast is made up of 조이한, 로몬, 박지후, 찬영순, 유인수. The story is set in a high school building where there's a zombie apocalypse, so it shows how the students, some of them get diseased, or how the survivors are trying to save their friends and also save themselves. The breakout initially happens because of a science teacher and another student, which eventually spreads into the school, and that's how the story goes. 조이한 has recently become popular through the show 슬기로운 의사생활, or Hospital Playlist Season 1 and 2. There she is a doctor, and although her role isn't huge, she was really liked by the viewers because she was very hardworking and very cute. Because the first season of 지금 우리 학교는 was such a hit, they're actually currently filming Season 2 right now. These are all the shows I have for today. There are definitely so many other shows that came out this year that are worth watching, but these were just some of the shows that I enjoyed, and hopefully you'll enjoy too. I'll see you in my next video. 안녕! 하나, 둘, 셋!